gentle squeeze so you can feel the inside of your legs, your adductor muscles. And you're holding it, you're holding it, you're holding it. And you're going to release it. Let's do it one more time. So what I want you to do is look at the top of your knees. Press your palms into the floor. Give a gentle squeeze to that block between your knees and round your lower back into the floor. So we're not rounding so much that our hips are coming way up off the floor. It's just a subtle move, really subtle. But what you're doing is you're shortening these abdominal muscles here without putting a lot of strain on them. We're going to add a little bit of attention to those muscles in our next move, release. So now when you go to set yourself up for crunches, you can actually set yourself up this way. So you're rounding your chin to your chest. You're looking at the top of your knees. You're pressing your palms into the floor. You're taking your low back and you're rounding it into the floor. And now I want you to lift your head and neck and shoulders up off the floor. And you can put your hands behind your head and let's do a few crunches, just subtle crunches. So now we're adding a little tension, but we're aiming it all at these lower abdominals. Everything else is happy. The low back is happy. The neck is happy. You don't want to be crunching in with your neck. You want to keep a space between your chin and your chest, about the size of an apple. But I want you to round, round, round into that crunch. So that's a great way to get your crunches going without hurting your neck and without hurting your low back. But you have to strengthen these abdominal muscles to protect your low back. The reason when you go to bend over and it's like, ouch, stop, is because nothing's working on the front side. So now you can take your props away, but we're going to work a deep stomach muscle from our spine that attaches to the front of your spine into the top of your leg here. This is your psoas muscle. I like to call it the front butt, okay? So powerful, powerful muscle, once again, protecting the spine. So you're going to put your hands on the floor again, put your palms on the floor, and you're going to lift your left leg up in the air. Now just take it where you can comfortably go. All right, good job. Now I want you to turn that leg out from the hip joint. So you'll see the foot turn out, but I want you to turn it from the hip, not from the foot. All right. So we're going to line up the psoas muscle, the top of our leg and our spine, and we're going to do a circle on the ceiling. So I want you to circle that leg on the ceiling and just make the circle as big as you can without wiggling anything else in your body. So everything but the leg is moving. No, it's staying still. I'm sorry. The leg is the only thing moving. So I want you to circle with control. So you've got to hold that core nice and tight. Now let's reverse that circle. Bring it back. Bring it back. You might hear a little crunchies in your hip. I'm hearing my hip talk to me a little bit this morning, but give it a circle. Give it a circle. And let's take it down. All right. Let's reset. So what I want you to do is put your palms on the floor. I want you to pull your navel into your spine and then lift your leg. Now turn your leg out from the hip, at the very top of the leg. Just let the foot follow along. And I want you to circle. Now this side might be totally different than the other side. Pay attention to what's going on. Stay where you can control it. We're not always symmetrical, but our goal is to get symmetrical. So do this with care. Just go where you can go, keeping the whole rest of your body still, and circle it back the other way. So it might be a teeny tiny circle right up here on the ceiling. That's okay. Or it might be really big, but if it's really big, I want you to control everything that's on the floor, the whole rest of the body. And go ahead and bend your knees. Let's take our block again. We're going to work on our glutes. So you're going to take your block and you're going to put it in between your knees. And we're going to work some bridges, but we're going to work them with intention. We're going to work them real careful. We're going to take all the momentum out of these bridges. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands once again down by the floor. I want your shoulders to be pressed down, a little bit relaxed. I don't want them hiked up towards your ears. And I want your arms pressed into the floor. Now, feet are firmly planted on the floor. I want you to squeeze your buttocks. I want you to squeeze those glutes together like you've got a quarter in there, okay? Squeeze it. Now keep that squeeze, and I want you to lift the hips up as you squeeze. And then the higher you go, the more you'll feel a stretch through the front of the hip flexors. But we're really concentrating on the squeeze back here. Really concentrate on that squeeze. So I want you to keep that squeeze. Don't let it go. Lower it down to the floor with that squeeze. And release. Let's do it again. Start with the squeeze. So if you're in a class and you're doing a bunch of bridges, it's kind of hard to keep that squeeze because we're doing fast-paced moves. We're doing momentum. But I want you to practice this as much as you can so this starts to be an automatic set for your body. Keep squeezing, and lower it down. So let's do it a little faster, like we're doing it in a class. So go ahead and squeeze and lift, keep the squeeze and lower, release, squeeze and lift, keep the squeeze and lower. You might want to do 3 sets of lift and lower, keeping the squeeze. So we're going to work it a little faster. Go ahead and squeeze the glutes, lift, lower. The squeeze does not go away. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Then you might have to reset if you're getting crampy hamstrings or something. So give it a squeeze, keep the squeeze, lift, lower with the squeeze. So the key is to pretty much lower it with the squeeze. You never let go of that squeeze. That's working those glutes with intention. All right. Now, let's give it a little bit of a stretch, but I stretch it a bit of a different way. So what we're going to do is instead of pulling that knee into our chest, we're going to push it into our chest. And it's still going to open up this backside. So I want you to take your hand in front of your knee, and I want you to bring your knee as close to your chest as you can. Once you're there, I want you to push your knee into your hand and your hand into your knee. Go ahead and push, 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 and take it down. We're going to stay on the same side because I'm going to show you how this releases. So go ahead and bring your knee back to your chest. You might get a little further this time. Block your knee into your hand and push, push, push. So you're rounding this part of your pelvic area up. So push, 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 and release. Let's do that one more time on the same side. See if it's loosening up a little bit for you. Bring your knee toward your chest. Are you getting any closer? Put your hand there. Give it a block. Now give it a nice push. Give it a nice push. And release. Nice job. Let's do the other side though. We want to be balanced. So you're going to start bringing your knee into your chest where you can go. Take your hand in front of your knee. And I want you to push your knee into your hand. Just push it like you're pushing through a wall. Great isometric challenge here, folks. I do want you to keep breathing. Anytime you're doing isometrics, do not hold your breath and lower it down. Let's do it again. Bring your knee to your chest. Monitor where it goes. Take your hand in front of your knee. Push your knee into your hand. Push it, push it, push it. Nice job. Keep pushing. And take it down. Let's be even. So we're going to do one more time on this side. See if you're getting any closer to your chest just naturally. And push, 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 push. Push, push, push. And release. So now let's give those glutes just a gentle hug. Bring both knees into your chest. Pull yourself into a ball, but don't yank on it. Go where you can go right here. And just enjoy opening up those muscles on the back side. Good job. Let's take it over to hands and knees. We're going back into tabletop. So right here in tabletop, remember what we say. We don't want a wobbly table. We want our legs even under the table, which is your back. So you want your hands right under your shoulders. You want your knees right under your hips. All right. From here, we're going to flatten our feet and we're going to still create some movement through that spine. So let's take our hips, let's take our navel into our spine and round our spine up to the ceiling, bringing your chin into your chest. So once again, just like when we were on our back, our neck is rounded, our low back is rounded. Stay in that nice rounded space and push back to your heels. Keep everything rounded, keep the navel in tight. And once you're back as far as you go, let's drop the navel, lift the chin, and scoop up through your hands like a mini cobra. Good. Let's do it again. So follow how your neck is following your low back, all right? So we're bringing our chin to our chest, we're rounding our spine to the ceiling, and we're pushing our hips back to our heels, and we're staying in that nice rounded space. Lots of space between all the vertebrae in our back. Once you're there, you can relax the abdominals. You can bring your elbows to the floor. You can lift your chin up because now you're scooping through the low back and through the neck. So we've got a little scoop here. We've got a little scoop here. All right, let's do that one more time just because it feels so good. Round up, round up, round up, and push back. Once you're all the way back, bring your elbows to the floor, chin comes up, belly drops. You slide up through those hands. Nice job, nice job. Okay, let's do a little bit of work for what your QL. This is what I call your hip hanger. It's a muscle that attaches to the back, the top of your hip, into your rib cage, and also into your spine. So this is going to be powerful for the low back as well. So take your right leg and extend it back behind you. Toes are curled under. And I want you just to gently rock back and forth. Just rock back and forth. Let's get that ankle warmed up. Now, if you have restricted motion in your ankles or your hips, your knees and your low back are going to be talking to you. So I want you to make sure you've got your ankle joints and your hip joints really as mobile as you can get them. So we've got a little work through the ankle there. Now I want you to lift that foot up off the ground. And I want you to take it and cross it over the left side. Now, from here, I want you to peek around over that left shoulder and find your foot. Now give it a gentle rock, just like we did when it was straight behind us. Gentle rock through that ankle and feel that side of your back body opening up on the right side. This is an active way to open up that side and bring it back to the center. Bring that knee in. Let's take the left leg back behind us. So go ahead and push the left leg back behind you. Toes are curled. Let's rock through the toes and the ankle. And your toes can even be the hindrance to mobility through your ankle. So you've got to keep all these joints happy, healthy, and moving with strength. All right. So we've got that ankle opened up a little bit. We're going to take that left leg, cross it over to the right side. Take a peek over that right shoulder, get a nice stretch through that left back body. And we're going to rock here. So give it a rock. Nice. Good job. And bring it back into center. All right. Let's go ahead and take a seat. We're up to the hips now. And just sit cross-legged here. And then I love to take us out of our natural state. I can't talk this way. Let's recross our legs the other way. Because your body's used to going that one direction. We're just gonna make it work a little harder. So now I just want you to do circles, but we're circling right here from that hip joint. But we just loosened up our spine. So you can let your spine round, you can let your shoulders free flow, you can let your neck flow around. Just warm everything up. Now let's reverse that circle. Nice. Just let the body flow. All right, so let's do this. Let's put our feet, plant them in front of us a little bit. Take your hands behind you. And you're going to take your feet a little farther than hip width apart. Now, I just want you to keep your spine as tall as you can. This is an opportunity to bring the top of the head to the ceiling, elongate that spine. And from here, I want you to drop both knees over to the left. Just see where you can go. And come back to the center. Now drop both legs over to the right. Notice a difference from side to side. Come back up and over. And back up and over. Okay, so now let's bring our arms out in front of us, and we're going to do that without the support of our hands. So we're going to bring our core in. So we're engaging these abdominals once again. So now I want you to sit up tall. We've got what we call genie arms right here. And I want you to go ahead and roll over to one side. Let's take it a little quicker, roll back to the other. I end up doing a little hip walk here. I'm going to be a little closer to you probably when we're done. But I want you to keep your body upright. I want you to feel that work through the rib cage. So we're centered in the rib cage and we're moving our hips side to side. So keep your arms and your body as centered as you can and just move the hips. And let's take it back up. Okay. I don't know about you, but I move on that one. Haven't figured out how not to. So we're going to do a little stretch through the hip flexors. We just kind of cranked them up because we had everything bent up like this. So let's expand those hip flexors, lengthen them out. And I want you to take your left foot in front of you, bend your right leg behind you. Your left hand is going to be a kickstand behind you. And I want you to rise up onto your knees and you're going to push this hip forward. But to get this hip forward, what do? We squeeze the glutes on the back side. So we're working it, guys. We're working it. Squeeze those glutes and then raise your arm up to the ceiling. Push your hips forward. The harder you squeeze on this right glute, the farther forward it's going to come, the bigger stretch you're going to get. And let's do a circle with our arms. Get some juices flowing through our shoulders. Good job. Now circle it the other way. Equal opportunity here for these circles. Let's take it down. We'll switch it to the other side. So go ahead and flip-flop your legs and use your other arm to prop yourself up. As you go up, try to engage the glute on the back side. Push up and you raise your arm up to the ceiling, stretching your shoulders apart. Squeeze, 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 opening everything up on the front side. Now let's do a circle with our arm. Circle, 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 and reverse that circle. Nice. Nice. All right, you still squeezing? Let's lower it down. Lower it down. Okay, stay in this position. We'll get the other side in a minute. But I want you now to turn towards your right leg. So your torso is turning as far right as you can go. Place your hands on the floor in front of you like you're going to do a push-up. And go walk it out just a bit. And from here, I want you to go down into a mini push-up and push yourself up. So you're going to feel that stretch all through here. Go ahead and take it down and up. So guide your chest to the floor, not your head. Your head follows. So press your chest to the floor, bring it up, and one more time. Bring it up. All right, let's switch back to that other side. Doesn't that feel good? So let's line ourselves up. So the left leg is bent in front, right leg is bent behind. As you twist towards the right or the left leg, I want you to think of the rib cage moving you, not your neck and shoulders. So move with your rib cage over in front. This one doesn't go as far for me, but I don't know what you guys got going on. Go ahead and place your hands kind of in a push-up position. Reach a little farther out. And now I want you to go down and up. And think of your chest hitting the floor first and up. Now, our low back is not rounded, so we don't want our neck rounded. So we're going down and up. So to protect the low back, I can't say this enough. I want your neck going the same direction as your low back and vice versa. They have to move together. So if you're bending over and you're rounding over to see something on the floor, I want your neck to be rounded. If you're squatting down and you're going to pick something up heavy from your legs, your neck should be up. All right, your low back is going to be curved. So just take that as a piece of really good advice, okay? Let's go back to the center. Let's finish up with a few arm circles, then we'll be done. This one's done with what we call the golfer's grip. So see how my palms are wide open? I'm tucking the ends of my fingers in. I've still got a wide opening here. My thumbs are pointed apart. And I want you to take your arms out and your palms are down. Your thumbs are pointed forward. So that's the direction we're going to circle. So circle the direction your palms are facing. This is going to take the movement all the way up where your rotator cuff sits. All those four muscles are working together to get your shoulders moving. And you're taking the work out of the forearms, out of the lower arms. We're sending it right up to this shoulder girdle here. So now all you have to do is flip your palms up and we'll circle back, reaching the arms as far apart as you can. Circle back, palms are wide open. You're really getting some nice movement with all those shoulder muscles. Take it down, just shrug it up, push the shoulders down, shrug it up, push the shoulders down. And one last time, we'll be done. Shrug it up and push the shoulders down. I hope you picked one of these moves that you're going to put in your daily routine and just keep your back as happy as it can be. Thanks, guys.
Great job, Chris.